Hello? 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 I kind of hear myself.
All right, yeah, that's better. That's better.
The mystery of the 2008, oh, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. I'm not at the top of the script, nothing. That's not where I'm supposed to be. And we're also going to talk about some men's basketball coming up. I'm excited to have you joining us, and keep in tune because we're going to be back in just a couple.
Beautiful.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check your stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask. I just really hit the field. I just really hit the field. I just really hit the field. I just really hit the field.
Welcome back to Hitting the Field. I'm your host, Jessica Herman, and joining me to talk some UCF sports is Anthony Abruzzo.
Hey, what's up?
And starting off with football and the recent takedown on Lane Kiffin and the FAU Owls, a 56-36 win brought UCF to 3-0 as they prepare for Pitt on Saturday. What were some of the big storylines from that game, and how ready are the number 13 Knights to take on Pitt and its conference opponents?
Well, obviously, we can't go talk about this game unless we talk about Mackenzie Milton first, right? I mean,
Money Mills.
he had Milton his money, right? So he scored 6 touchdowns in that game. He had
Yes, he
6
did.
total, 3 on the ground. That was the most of his career. He was the second Knight in UCF history to score at least 6 touchdowns in 2 games.
Isn't he tied with Blake Bortles now for it, for fourth in
Yeah, I
history or
believe
something
it's
like
either
that? Yeah.
it's either Blake Bortles or Dante Culpepper is one of those 2 guys.
Yeah, one of the two.
So he had a better day in the passing game. If you remember in South Carolina State, he did not look that great. He was just having a bad day.
Yeah, it looked a little shaky. It was a little
But
awkward.
he was so phenomenal in that game, both on the ground, passing, getting everybody open, finding everybody. Milton was just phenomenal. Another headline I want to talk about is their defense. A little shaky again. They're missing tackles. I mean, I know Devin Singletary. He's a phenomenal.
Remember last week I said once that boy's running, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean he's a phenomenal player. So he's a Heisman candidate as well, or they're trying to make him a Heisman candidate. He had 3 touchdowns, over 130 yards running. So, I mean, you can't put all the blame on the defense, but at the same time, they got to do a better job tackling.
They're more noticed in the game. It's one of those things where it's like, if you don't have a good defense, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, and once their defense is clicking, I mean, they're a phenomenal defense. You can't get past them. I mean, they had 3 interceptions last week. They have a ton of playmakers on that defense. So I just think tackling, and then also we got to worry about targeting calls. I think last week we got 2 targeting calls. And
Are we turning into the NFL over here?
I mean, we might be a little bit, but I think at the same time, safety is first. But I think we got to, the refs have to be a little chill on those calls a little bit and make a better judgment.
So overall, good game by us.
Yeah, absolutely.
The UCF men's basketball schedule was released last week. The Knights return B.J. Taylor and Taco Fall, while Aubrey Dawkins finally returns from an injury. And walk us through the schedule. Who are some of our big matchups going to be, and what are the must-win games the Knights are going to take a run in March?
So in our non-conference schedule, we have Alabama. So last year we went up to Alabama and we beat them. So now they're coming here this year. So that's going to be a huge game. And then Missouri. Last year we lost to Missouri. A lot of that had to do with injuries.
Yeah.
So that's another big game. We're going up to Missouri this time. So in terms of the conference, we start our conference schedule at home against Temple, and ironically, we finished the year at Temple.
Yeah.
So those are going to be big games, and then we have to beat Cincinnati. We have to beat Wichita State. We have to beat Houston. All 3 of those teams made it to the NCAA tournament. And you know how it's all going to depend on injuries because B.J. Taylor was out.
Yeah, last year that didn't help
Aubrey
us
Dawkins
whatsoever.
missed the whole season last year, and I'm telling you right now, he played last year, we would have been in the NCAA tournament or at least in the NIT tournament. He's that good. Taco Fall missed a big chunk of the season last year. So as long as we stay healthy, I think we have a really good shot at being a top 25 team and making the NCAA tournament.
I am excited for basketball. All right, so I guess we have a big season coming up, like you said, ending on Temple, starting with Temple. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a few different things. I'm going to be with a few different other people, so please stick with us. We got so much more to talk about. Enjoy.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Do you like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the whole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out. By sports reporters and Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting
the field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Welcome back to Hitting the Field, and now joining me on the set is Kyle Graham and Andre Rodriguez. Boys, whether it was the Patriots losing to the Lions or the Browns defeating the Jets for their first win in 2 years, there were a lot of surprising results from three of the NFL. The any given Sunday phrase just became that much more validated. So what do you guys think was the most surprising outcome from this week's action? Kyle.
I think I'm going to go with the obvious choice, and it's the Buffalo Bills dominating the Minnesota Vikings. They came in with a 17-point spread, and this whole week I've heard tons of criticism about Vontae Davis retiring at halftime. Everyone wants to roast him and all that. Everyone wants to hate on Josh Allen, but guess what? He just dominated every part of the game against the Vikings.
You know, he was unbelievable in that game.
And not to brag, but I believe that they were going to win coming into the game. I was the only believer.
Are you being biased right now?
Maybe. I may be lying about that. But here's a stat for you. Since Vontae Davis retired at halftime, the Bills have outscored their opponents 41-9.
So not a bad stat to be with.
This is your fault, Vontae. Thank you.
I will admit that I did read the Bills possessed the ball for over 35 minutes in that game, which is absolutely insane. Andre, what do you got to say about?
Well, 1 point on Kyle. Historically, teams actually have done better once Vontae Davis has left. This is coming from a Dolphins fan, so just write that down. But my biggest surprise is, besides the obvious choice, which was the Browns, in my opinion, them finally getting a win. Going to go with the homer pick, the Dolphins. And yes, they haven't played anybody. I know. But even as a Dolphin fan, coming into this season, I wasn't even expecting to win 3 games. The team, they lost Jarvis Landry, Jay Ajayi, Sue. The best players on their defense are old grandpas. They don't really have anything going for them.
For a homer saying that, that's a bold comment.
Yeah, so I didn't even expect 3 wins. I didn't even expect us to beat the Jets or the Raiders, so I think they're the biggest surprise. And then also the Redskins also upsetting the Packers. That was pretty crazy. AP turning the clock back.
Basically.
He had a great game.
All righty. We're about to enter week 4 of the 2018 NFL season, and there's still no end in sight for Le'Veon Bell's trade for holding out for more money. With the Steelers now relying on James Conner and the team now listening to trade offers for the inactive running back star, what do you think is the best outcome for Bell and the Steelers? Is he better off being traded for or signed for a ridiculous amount of money or kept on the team? Andre?
I was going to go with keeping on the team, but I changed that when I realized he kind of ruined his chemistry with the team. So it's better off if he gets traded. There was a chance that he could have done. The Steelers could have gone and done that what the Saints do with Kamara and Mark Ingram. But once that chemistry was kind of messed up with the O-line calling him out and stuff, I think the only option you have here is trading him. You can't. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward going back in that locker room, and those guys don't. I mean, I don't think they're going to purposely let him get hit, but they're not. That chemistry's gone. So the best option is trading him, and now do it early before he starts ruining more of his.
Get it over with.
Yeah, do it early before he starts ruining more of his reputation as a teammate. Because teams are going to look at that and be like, "Oh, we don't want that drama." So you got to get it done early.
Save yourself before it's too late. Kyle, what do you feel on that?
Actually, I agree with Andre 100%. They should have paid him in the beginning of the season, and since they ruined their relationship, they might as well just trade him.
What has it been, like 9 months since he's played or something like that?
He hasn't played all this year, and he played last year.
I think we can all agree. We think he's trying to make some money, and at this point, he doesn't really care about playing ball.
And they have James Conner, who's averaging like 4 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns already. So they don't really. They should save their money and improve their defense.
I agree completely. Well, let's end this segment with a look at the rookies. They're all a little bit different this way. So this week's action saw 4 rookie quarterbacks. Out of the rookies, who are you most impressed with? Who are you most disappointed with? And who do you think is about to find their groove? Kyle, I'm going to start off with you on this one.
All right, I'm going to go with the homer pick, Josh Allen.
God, we got some biased ones.
Now, I'm actually more surprised that he not only can just pass the ball, but he's actually does really well on the ground. He hurdled an opponent. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, he came in with a really good Vikings defense and just was lights out. So. And for the potential, I'd probably give it to Baker. He came in and he changed the whole tempo of the game.
Yeah, huge shoes to fill. I agree. What do you think over there, Andre?
Definitely most outstanding rookie this weekend quarterback would be Josh Allen. I was surprised because I just didn't see it coming. Since the draft, since college football, I've been a Josh Allen hater. I'm not going to lie. I don't believe in that kid. I think, cool, you have an arm. So does Flacco. I mean, it might get you one Super Bowl. But he definitely showed he could spread the ball. He hit 11 different receivers, so that was interesting. It doesn't help that the Bills, they don't really have a go-to guy yet. But that hurdle, I don't know if you saw that.
It was amazing.
That was crazy. I didn't know he was able to do that. I didn't know he's a pretty tall guy. I wasn't sure he could actually pull that off. And then he showed his athleticism with those rushing touchdowns. And then for most disappointed, I'd definitely say Sam Darnold, because week one he looked incredible. I was like, okay, this is the guy the Jets vested in. And then week 2, he was just making mistakes that it just didn't make sense. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed. And then most potential, I think Baker Mayfield for sure. Even though he didn't get a touchdown in that game, he showed signs and plays that he has the ability.
He looks confident out there. Yeah, he really does.
He wasn't afraid. I forgot. I think it was that one pass to Jarvis Landry, right next to the red zone, where it zipped right through 2 Jets defenders, right in his face, and he wasn't afraid. Nothing. He was pretty composed, and I think the touchdowns are going to come. So yeah.
See, I gotta say my piece now. So Darnold, I get we're roasting on the kid. I have this. He's 21 years old. It's his first season. He's a rookie, so he had a great first game, correct?
Yeah.
I feel all right. So you start off well, and then you got to figure it out a little. I feel like we can't blame it all on him. Then again, I'm just an average Joe. I could pretend that I know what I'm talking about. And, I'm an NFL quarterback, but I'm not. You know what I mean? But I do think that we need to give this kid time. I really do. You have 3 games. All right, well, let's figure it out. It's the Jets. Just end the season. Give them a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it doesn't help that all these teams with the rookie quarterbacks, none of them have offensive lines. So,
yeah, they all need some time.
Most definitely. But then when we talk about Baker Mayfield, everyone was a hater. So, well, we're going to come back soon, and we're going to talk a little bit about Frost and see what we got more for you.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Do you like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the hole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out. By sports reporters and Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting
the field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Welcome back to our final segment of Hitting the Field. Looking back at this weekend, what are your biggest takeaways from all of college football's action? Andre, I'm going to start off with you on this one.
Definitely all the upsets. I mean, there were so many, and some of them I wasn't expecting at all. Definitely start off with that Virginia Tech game. Old Dominion 0-3.
That was insane.
That was crazy, and the fact that it was high scoring too. Like it was a shootout. It wasn't like a 10-7, like a low scoring game. Like they kept the pace with Virginia Tech. I think Josh Jackson had like 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. Like they were going at him. Then you also had the Army-Oklahoma game, even though it wasn't an upset. That was a low scoring and pretty close game.
Mm-hmm.
Our Army gave it all they had, and also the Stanford-Oregon game. I mean, somebody had to lose in that game. I think both games were great. Both teams were great.
Yeah.
But somebody had to lose. So definitely a lot of upsets, and it helped in UCF's favor. I think the number 14, 15, and 16 teams all lost. Mm-hmm. So, boom, just jumped right over.
Well, so. It made us jump 3 spots, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
Well, number 16 was UCF, so number 16 didn't lose, but it was 13-14. It was 13-14, 15. It was a good week. It was a good week for UCF.
Yes, it was.
They moved up. But the Oklahoma and Army game was not on television. It was on pay-per-view.
Please tell us your story.
So, okay, I was watching this. I was on Reddit because it's on pay-per-view. I'm not going to pay $55 for a game. All right? So
for college kids, give us a break.
I was just searching the web just to find it. And then I find this Twitch stream of this guy holding his cell phone up to the TV, and he's just talking the whole time. And I was like, this is better than nothing. And he had like 32,000 people streaming in. And
That's awesome.
He just randomly would be like, hey, want to see my feet? And just go up.
That's great. Well, Scott Frost and his Nebraska team are now 0-3. The first time the program has had such a start since 1958. With the Knights still dominating and rising in the ranks, did Scott Frost have a right to start feeling like he made a terrible mistake leaving Orlando? Is the Nebraska team start something Frost can be blamed for? Kyle?
I don't know if he could be blamed for, but I mean, at this point, I think everyone's kind of roasting Scott Frost. I mean, even Wendy's made a tweet and roasted Scott Frost during the game.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he has to regret leaving UCF. He built this up to what it is now,
How do you not
and it's just like an ex. You just see them doing well after you left them, and then he just.
That's a great example. Hurts. Hate to see it. What about you, Andre?
I was definitely going to use that example, the whole ex thing. But I think it's halfway. Obviously, he probably feels a little bit regretful. Like same thing with the ex, but you get rid of it. She's your ex he or she is your ex for a reason. Yeah, you kind of start thinking about them, but then you realize, okay, I want a better person. The same thing with Scott Frost. He wanted to go to Nebraska. He wanted to go to his alma mater, but he's definitely looking at UCF right now, and then looking at his team, and he's like, what am I doing here? Like,
technically downgraded.
I was about to say, do you think he downgraded getting some cold feet?
How many quarterback changes, and then the offense. I wouldn't blame him. It's not really all his fault. I think
it's like the same conversation with Florida State, though.
The way he coaches, he's trying to coach them as if they're UCF. He doesn't have those athletes anymore. It's like he's going to have to change something up.
Things have to get worse before they get better. I don't know if that's a cliche thing to say, but
yeah, he did inherit a really, really bad team.
Yeah,
like they were like 4-8 last year.
It's not UCF, I can tell you that. Looking ahead, what matchups are you most looking forward to seeing, and how will these pan out? Sorry, either one of you start off.
Well, next week for sure is the West Virginia Texas Tech game. Yeah, Texas Tech and West Virginia, because West Virginia is number 12. So if they lose that game, UCF could get a nice hop. And then also it'll be starring Will Grier. He's definitely a Heisman candidate. He's going to be one of the top projected quarterbacks drafted this NFL draft coming up. So it's going to really show if he could. It's going to be a shootout for sure. It's really going to show what he has. And then let's not forget about the Stanford game and the Penn State Ohio State game. So they're going to be a lot of top matchups this coming week. So
I'm excited to watch them. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, the Stanford and Notre Dame is probably 7 versus number 8 is going to be a game. I'm going to look at Ohio State, Penn State. Dwayne Haskins as probably a potential Heisman candidate. He has 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's fun to watch. And I think the game that has the most impact for UCF is probably, I think, number 20 BYU and 11 Washington. Whatever happens, that can kind of shake up where UCF, depending on if they win. Hopefully they do.
What are you thinking for that game?
I don't know. I feel like, I think Washington will win, but if BYU wins, they might possibly jump UCF in the standings.
BYU, you see their name everywhere right now.
Yeah.
They're killing it, apparently. All right, well, and stick with us. We'll be back with our night vision and a few more comments.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Do you like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the whole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out. By sports reporters and Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting
the field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
And for our night vision, the Hitting the Field fam would like to give a shout out to the one and only Jimmy Calhoun. Recent retired member of our squad just got a job with ESPN. I guess you can say Hitting the Field produces some gems of greatness. Even if this particular gem happens to have some pretty bad takes. Jimmy, how did you end up as a fan of the Celtics and the Steelers? It's really impressive. You're so successful when you're geographically confused. Jimmy Skip Bayless. Jimmy, you would look me dead in the eyes and try to say Jesus Christ himself could defend Jason Tatum one-on-one. But for real, keep working hard and we will keep hating on your takes. Can't blame us. Congrats. Also, I want to start a conversation about Tiger Woods.
He's back. He won.
I've been saying that like since last semester, or whatever you want to call, and everyone's like, oh, blah, 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 this. No way, he's not back. He's too old. Okay, you see 75-year-old men playing golf. You're going to tell me this guy can't make a comeback?
I mean, I say he's back once he won, and he won, so now he's officially back.
Okay.
I've been saying he's back since the U.S. Open. I mean, he should have really won it. I think Brooks just did. He just out. If it was anybody else, he would have won it. Like, he didn't play bad. But I'm glad he finally won something, because now everybody that was on the edge, like Kyle just said, he was waiting for him to win something to say he's back. Now everybody's on his back again. So it's like,
this is huge for golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes golf so much more exciting.
He's just so likable. Like, there's nothing. He's one of the athletes, one of those top
We're gonna
athletes.
have a biased comment on that. Go on, keep going.
It's hard. Like maybe there's some things you could point out that maybe you don't like about him, but like, it's not like with LeBron James where you have your LeBron James haters and your LeBron James lovers and stuff like that. But with Tiger Woods, it's like he's just on the top of golf. Like, he's just the first person you think of. You know, you can't really hate on the guy.
He's the face of golf, but
yeah, he's like America.
I don't like your comparison to LeBron James because they're completely different situations.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Kyle, you feel the same on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, LeBron's just more polarizing because it's a more, NBA's a more popular sport.
Yeah.
So he gets more attention.
And it gets more political.
But, like, LeBron doesn't really have anything to hate him. It's just you just hate how good he is or a team. But
Right.
With Tiger, I'm not going to bring up anything, but he has some
I know
dirt.
what you're talking about.
So.
Yeah, obviously, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're strictly talking about sports, you know.
Yeah, as sports, but as a person, LeBron's a good dad. He's like perfect.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but if we just talk strictly sports,
I know what you're saying, though.
like a lot of the top players in the game, like, people hate them, especially mainly because they're good. But with Tiger Woods, it's like whether he could be dominating everybody, and you can't really. It's not like with the Warriors where people get tired of the Warriors winning. It's like with Tiger Woods, it's like you could watch him win.
Yeah, you're saying
forever.
for golf fans, everyone cheers
Golf,
for
like
Tiger.
the sport itself. I know there's a lot of things outside of sports.
It's super exciting. It's also. Did you see the video after he won?
Yeah,
that swarm of people.
Yes,
was,
and the security's just
well,
like, do
when
not.
When he was hitting the last putt, it's like that whole swarm that was following him. That was crazy. It was funny.
wild.
Did you
amazing.
see his face? It gives you chills. It's like, I'm so excited for his future. And it's like, has his future just started all over again? Is this like a new beginning for him?
Certainly could be. I mean, he has. You can be like I said, you could be 75. So he has a lot of years left. I mean, unless he doesn't get hurt.
Like his post-game interview, he was talking about. He's like, I did not think I would be in this position, and you think, well, where am I going to be in 10 years down the road? And he's like, this is such a good feeling to me. I almost forgot what it felt like. I'm excited for him.
I think it just comes down to health because you know how many injuries he's been. If he could just stay healthy, that's just it. Yeah.
His back, it's finally healthy, and it's good for golf too. Like, more eyes are going to be on golf now that he's being dominant again.
This has been bugging me, so I got to bring it up. I know we talked about it in the past, but can we please talk about that Steelers game? Can we please?
Which Steelers game?
Bucks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tonight, I'm going to go. I got Ryan Fitzpatrick in fantasy, so he needs to ball out for me.
You need the points.
A lot of people forget he's from Harvard. He's very smart.
Intelligent man.
I'm going to be going for the Harvard guy as well because I'm down in my fantasy league as well. And I have Ryan Fitzpatrick and like 4 other guys that are playing tonight. Juju Smith, so definitely. And I think the Steelers' defense is terrible, so I think
very bad.
It's going to be a high-scoring game. I would expect it to be. And I hope Ryan Fitzpatrick continues to roll, just so it's not a fluke. I don't want him to come down to earth yet.
But for Jimmy, I want the Steelers to win tonight.
Yeah, I guess we.
Just one day.
I think
sorry, I take that back.
I know this is a show where I'm a millennial. Don't judge me, but I think Juju Smith is so lit. So
yes.
Every time I see his Instagram post, anything, I'm like, wow. If I played fantasy, he'd be on my team.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He has a great name too.
He really does.
He's really into video games too. He's a really cool guy.
All right, well, I'm very happy with this. I'm excited for football games, and you know me, I'm biased. I'm excited for hockey, so every person that comes up here, I'm going to ask them who they're supporting this season.
Me? Sabres. I know nothing about them. I know they're really bad, but I know they have a lot of potential.
What about you? Give me a quick answer.
Lightning.
All right.
Lightning.
I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us. I hope you come join us again next week. Make sure to check out our Twitter.